Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Yes, the SEC will drop crypto cases that do not involve fraud. Guys, this is a big milestone here now that we've got a new administration in January 21st, 2025, so from a couple of days ago now. But reports suggest that the SEC is now drafting new, more supportive guidance and considering how to scale back or drop crypto asset cases that do not involve fraud. This is a big deal. Of course, we wish this had happened maybe 4 years ago when Ripple was initially faced with a lawsuit by the SEC. However, I guess better late than never, right? New week, new SEC from Monday. However, a shift will begin as Commissioners Hester Peirce and Mark Ueda will hold the majority among the agency's commissioners, with Mr. Gensler stepping down. Peirce and Ueda, who are both crypto-friendly, they've been known for their pro-crypto stance, have been vocal critics of the SEC's approach to the industry under Gary Gensler. The pair is expected to begin the process requiring to outline specific rules when defining crypto assets as either securities or commodities. Reuters reported that the new regime is already preparing to review some of the SEC's 83 crypto-related enforcement actions, potentially freezing some litigation if it does not include allegations of fraud. So very positive and forward-thinking, I think. Also, this could get a lot more clarity for some of those cryptocurrencies that do have the potential to change the world, the real-world utility cryptos. There is also speculation that Trump will issue a day one executive orders to rescind SAB 121, which did happen. If you guys didn't catch that video I did this morning, I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. An SEC bulletin that outlined strict accounting standards for financial firms looking to custody crypto. The market impact of a new SEC administration is already being felt beyond the favorable price action. One of the world's most influential financial regulators, the SEC's actions have a global impact, as we all know. So, guys, it's affecting the crypto space, but now as we're getting more clarity, I think we're starting to see a more favorable outlook, even from big players like JP Morgan. Analysts predict faster approvals for altcoin ETFs, as Bloomberg suggests Litecoin is currently a favorite to follow as the next U.S. spot ETF. JP Morgan has speculated that XRP and Solana ETFs could potentially add $13.6 billion to the market. We talked about that last week within a year. Currently, Polymarket gives Litecoin a 39% chance odds of being approved by July the 31st. So, of course, the Trump campaign has helped this along. Wanted to thank Smoke just for updating us on that. James K. Filan bringing us the latest brief here, guys. Ripple SEC Better Markets Inc. has filed an amicus brief in support of the SEC. Can you believe it? Sean McBride commenting on that. The CEO was part of the Biden transition team. Oh, well, now that makes sense. And has close ties to the previous administration's SEC, aka Gary. Ignore. The case will be likely settled, yes, within the next week. So that coming from Sean McBride. XRP Crypto Wolf saying, who TF are better markets anyway? Either way, it doesn't matter since the new administration will withdraw the XRP case appeal anyway. So that's kind of what we're hoping at this point in time. This sounds, sounds like noise. Jeremy Hogan even commenting, Better Markets' amicus brief was hard to read, not because I think this case will be ever ruled by the appellate court, but because it completely misses or misconstrues what the trial judge ruled. See the excerpt below. So he does point out here, the trial judge did not rule that sales of XRP on exchanges were not sales of securities because they didn't buy directly from Ripple. Instead, the judge ruled this: Ripple's programmatic sales were blind bid and ask transactions, and programmatic buyers could not have known if their payments of money went to Ripple or any other seller of XRP. Ripple won because purchasers didn't know whether they were buying from John Smith, Shen Xu, or Ripple, and therefore could not have been relying on the seller to increase the price. He then says, in all the gobbledygook at the end of the quote above, that's references to the actual record of the case upon which the judge relied. Those are facts that are being applied to the law. This brief doesn't tackle the main issue head on, and that is very frustrating. Better Markets doesn't like this application of the facts to the law, but instead of tackling either one directly, it simply argues that the result is not right and that the SEC won't be able to protect us from ourselves if this decision is upheld. Now, excuse me while I get back to watching the entire series of Gary Gensler's office hours for the 10th time. Not a lot of faith in this amicus brief. Again, if the case does get thrown out, which many are fairly confident that it will, it's not going to matter anyway. Onward and upward, I don't want to waste my time so much on this kind of thing when it is very, very apparent that crypto policy is looking very bright in the United States. Everything is looking very, very positive. So I wanted to thank Jeremy Hogan, nevertheless, James K. Filan, Sean McBride, XRP Crypto Wolf, and again, Smoke, just for posting that. Now, one of my Patreon subscribers sent me this. I've gone down a rabbit hole here and wanted another opinion. This morning was a rumor that the US Treasury opened an XRPL account. I found the transactions on XRP Scan, and when I clicked on the activated by hyperlink, it brought me to a BRICS account, which I thought was strange. Also, when I click on the last transaction hyperlink, it brought me to a transaction between the US Treasury and JP Morgan. On the JP Morgan account, there was over 9 pages of transactions starting today, and they're still coming in. I'm not sure if these are legitimate accounts or if some random person can create an account on the XRP ledger or pretend to be part of JP Morgan, BRICS, or the US Treasury. I'm not sure how to verify these claims. However, you know how to do this, or you can reach out to someone that knows how to do this, but this is very interesting. This person sent the links here, so the US Treasury, BRICS, and JP Morgan. Guys, I've got them up here, and I don't know if somebody else covered this, but I do want to just show you guys this. JP Morgan, so the official domain here, an address with an initial balance of 1 XRP. So he was saying, transactions were coming in. This one here is from Echo the Truth. That is an XRP YouTuber. So I'm not entirely sure that we can believe some of these. And this one here, the XRP Scan did in fact provide an alert. This account is reported as a spammer or fraudulent address. Please proceed with caution. So again, pretending to be the US Treasury, over 4,000 XRP in this account. And even Chad Steingraber did make a point to notice this. Hold on a sec. Somebody get the US Treasury on the phone to verify. So again, that US Treasury account, this was at a time when it only held 6 XRP, but now it's looking as though this is reported as fake. And even down here in the reader's notes, it says this is false. The account originated in the Philippines and have no association with the stated parties. So there you guys have it. It is now confirmed that looks like somebody did just start some of these and name them these names as a joke or what have you. Nevertheless, wanted to thank my my Patreon subscriber. By the way, if you guys are interested in what I'm doing this bull run, you can pick my brain. I mean, I do try to answer everybody's questions over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So if you're interested in joining, it is a subscription. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I'm going to be updating my my targets, XRP exit targets, where I think Bitcoin's going, all that fun stuff. And you can ask me questions there too. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested. Anyway, wanted to keep moving along because we got some other news here, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman. SBI Remit will provide international remittance services to Alpusho Shinkin Bank, a regional credit union. This is in Japan. And remember, guys, there's a consortium of about 11 banks. Originally, it was 11. I think that number has gone up now, that were committed to using XRP as early as 2019. And so this is one of those banks. The the press release mentions SBI's use of tech such as US Ripple's distributed ledger technology. So that is actually written right here in the press release. I mean, it's no surprise considering SBI Remit is a big, well, SBI Holdings is a big Ripple partner. And so now they're using this Alopusio service, Alopusio Shinsing Bank, excuse me. Or rather, this particular bank is using or discussing using RippleNet's distributed ledger technology as part of their mission in general. I don't know if this is just an extension of that original commitment from a few years ago, or if this is something new. The date on this is January 23rd, 2025. So this is a brand new release. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for bringing that up. I also happen to see this, guys, from Ripple partner Airwallex. They have just acquired MexPago to enter the Mexican market. So they have now just finalized their acquisition of Mexican paytech MexPago 14 months after the initial announcement. So they originally announced this back in October of 2023, but now they're integrating into the Mexican payments landscape. Airwallex is a global payments and financial services provider and financial platform that helps businesses manage accounts, payments, treasuries, and embedded finance. MexPago provides mobile point-of-sale solutions for businesses to accept credit cards and manage their spending. By leveraging MexPago's Institución de Fondos de Pago Electrónico, I don't know, I should have just said that in English. Basically, the institution of, their electronic payment licenses. Airwallex will enter the Mexican market and expand its cross-border payments option to Latin America. In line with Latin America's strategies, Airwallex also obtained a payment institution license in Brazil, and we recently did just get news of that. So finalizing their deal in Mexico. Great news there. We do know that they're very big now in the South American corridor, providing services for many of these Latin American, Central American, and South American countries. So very good news there coming from the Airwallex camp, an Australian payment provider, knocking it out of the park in South America, but also now in Mexico. NomuPay, Ripple partner TerraPay, and ClickX Pacific have now joined forces to revolutionize money transfers to the Pacific Islands. So check this out. They are combining forces. NomuPay, a leading fintech platform, together with its subsidiary, ClickX, and the global money movement company Ripple partner TerraPay has launched a strategic partnership to deliver seamless and affordable money transfer services to the Pacific Islands. This collaboration aims to enhance financial inclusion and provide accessible remittance options for individuals through the region and beyond. Through this partnership, TerraPay will expand its global network, leveraging NomuPay's innovative payout technologies and ClickX's established presence across the Pacific. So this does allow TerraPay to streamline payouts and enable funds to be distributed directly into digital wallets. This will further empower individuals to support their loved ones and facilitate economic growth in the Pacific region. So, keeping up with that original mandate, banking the unbanked, providing payment services for a lot of these underserved regions. Some people here, like the Vice President of Asia Pacific for TerraPay, did express his enthusiasm for the new corridor, stating, "We are delighted to introduce a new corridor in the Pacific, further expanding our global footprint. Partnering with NomuPay and ClickX is an exciting opportunity to reach even more customers and provide them with exceptional remittance services." And NomuPay even very happy to be partnering up with TerraPay, saying, TerraPay is a significant step forward in our mission to help our businesses scale globally. Of course, TerraPay does use the RippleNet software, does leverage XRP. And guys, it says here, by expanding our network and integrating advanced payout technology, we're delivering seamless, secure payouts that break down traditional borders. So keeping up with that standard. And now that, XRP has clarity in the United States, now that we have a new administration at the helm, I think this adoption is just going to grow further and further. So we're going to see that flywheel effect continue to move. All great news here coming from several Ripple partners. Wanted to keep moving on because we're at the tail end right now of the World Economic Forum's Davos convention over there in Switzerland. South Africa's central bank governor mocks the idea of a Bitcoin reserve. Well, if you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, I do suggest you watch it. Global reserves, cryptocurrencies, this is a brand new concept for many countries. This one courtesy of Emily here. There is a history of gold. There was once a gold standard. Currencies were pegged to gold. So this guy here argues that, money should be pegged to something like gold, precious metals, something like that. And this Bitcoin thing, that's kind of nonsense. Well, Brian Armstrong lashes back. Listen to this.
I would have a significant problem with a lobby that says governments should hold this asset or hold that asset without what the strategic intent of government is. Because you see, there is a history to gold. There was once a gold standard. Currencies were pegged to gold. But if we now say that, okay, Bitcoins, okay, what about platinum? What about coal? Why don't we hold strategic beef reserves or mutton reserves or apple reserves? Why Bitcoin? So it's a public policy issue that we have got to be engaged in, and I would caution against the move then that would say there is an industry with a particular interest in a particular product, and we would like to impose it on society and say society must hold this as a reserve. I would have a fundamental problem with it.
So why Bitcoin reserve and not beef reserves and mutton reserves? Anyone wants to comment on that?
Well, I think that if you like Neil Ferguson is here, he has a great book on the ascent of money, and he's a historian, and so many things have been used as money over the years. I think it's pretty, this is still maybe a new idea, but I think it's clear at this point that Bitcoin is a better form of money than gold. It is provably scarce, just like gold, but it's more portable and divisible, so you can actually use it. Has higher utility, I would say. And it was the best performing asset of the last 10 years. And so for store of value, I think it's going to be important for governments to hold this over time. It might start with being 1% of their reserves, but I think over time it'll come to be equal to or greater than gold reserves.
Confidently stating it as fact. This is Brian Armstrong from the Coinbase exchange. I mean, he's not wrong. I don't necessarily agree that Bitcoin is going to be the be-all, end-all, but Brian Armstrong didn't say that, so I'm not putting words in his mouth. However, the world has to modernize, and when you're not seeing the light through the trees, it can be difficult. Nevertheless, I mean, we're going to keep moving on. The World Economic Forum does have an agenda. They have always been very negative on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin specifically. But the real-world cryptocurrencies, those coins that solve problems, they've been bullish on coins like XRP. Ali Charts here posting this. Crypto is about to hit mainstream adoption. You ain't ready for this. This is another clip from Davos. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. Listen to this.
Crypto is going to play a big role. Digitization of currency, digitization of everything we're doing. I'm a big believer, and this is one thing that will change Bloomberg even. I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks.
It's coming.
And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
He's really gung-ho to tokenize bonds and stocks specifically. And if you think of the kind of money that's in that market, guys, oh my God, I can't even fathom the kind of flow that we could see through some of these blockchains when it's going to be a matter of when. It's not so much if, but when we do see the real-world utility catch up, and some of these blockchains like the XRPL and others, the Algorand blockchain, XLM, HBAR, XDC, there are so many options here. But once we do see utility flow through some of these coins, the potential is enormous. Okay, so I'm just being kind of more general here, but if you think the tokenization of everything, if the XRPL does get a large chunk of this using the native token XRP, well, the sky is the limit. And Larry Fink was mentioning this same thing at the same conference that this gentleman here, South Africa's central bank governor, where he was mentioning the idea that Bitcoin is ridiculous as a reserve. So, we can't just paint everything with one broad brush. I think Larry Fink gets it. Mark Yusko certainly does. Ian Bin's posting this. Billionaire asset manager says XRP could be ordered as the base layer for national banking. Guys, this coming out a few days ago. Yusko noted that there was a growing discussion that the new Donald Trump administration might expand its strategic crypto reserve beyond Bitcoin and name some cryptocurrencies like XRP, Cardano, and Hedera. He cited that founders of these altcoins are cultivating relationships with the Trump family, particularly with Eric Trump. Notably, Yusko expressed his perspective in a recent appearance on the Good Morning Crypto show. And guys, I do have the clip up here. Listen to this.
The one piece of legislation that is likely to happen, the other stuff, there's a lot of talk that they'll expand beyond just Bitcoin to now, XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And look, those founders have been buddying up to the administration and to Eric, and I think Eric's driving a lot of this, his son. So we'll see. But the case for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, because Bitcoin is digital gold, everything else has different roles. Something that could happen, I don't know if it'll happen the first 100 days, Abs, but there's some talk. This will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base layer for national banking. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's one that if that does happen, that changes things.
It certainly would change things. I mean, now that American-made cryptos are in the spotlight, top American-made crypto tokens by market capitalization. Guys, we've got XRP at the top here. Donald Trump has made it clear these American-made cryptos are going to be at the forefront. And so looking at the price, I don't know, is it still a good time to buy? I have my bags packed, and for more information on what I'm doing this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The price has now risen a little bit since I started this video, up about 2.5 more cents, almost at $3.15, guys. This is just the beginning, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.